to Janelle Sims, Janelle Santana's Self Care, transitioning you to your authentic self with using a strength based approach. Today, I just want to touch on some things. I just want us to work on these 5 things that we really need to quit. As adults, we need to teach our children also to not implement these things in their life. A lot of these things that we're doing is actually part of why so many people are being diagnosed with mental illness. Um, these 5 things are anxiety driven, and they're also they can lead you into a depressive state. All week everybody's been posting these things, but I don't think everybody really knows what these 5 things mean. The first one is being a people pleaser. The second one is fearing change. The third one is living in your past. The fourth one is putting yourself down. And the last one is overthinkers, when we're overthinking things. So I want to go into the people pleasers. I think that's a real big one. Um, I'm not a people pleaser. I know how to say no, but I want to get to those people pleasers. People pleasers are people who have an abundance of friends. They can tell you they have 80 friends. The reason why they have so many friends is because they're people pleasers. They don't practice self care. They are people who say yes to everything, even if they don't want to say yes. So our people pleasers are people who do you want to go outside? You really don't want to go outside, but you go outside. Do you want to go to my get together? You really don't want to go to the get together, so then you go. Those are the people that please everyone but themselves. And then they become, they get anxieties like, I got to go here. I got to go here. And that's what brings up anxieties in us. And it's not because of our own stuff. Anxiety driven people those are the people that bring on these anxieties themselves. They make things bigger than what they really are. If you don't want to do something, if you don't want to go anywhere, you could just say no. Stop pleasing everyone. Those statements that will let you know you're a person pleaser is when you say, let me go over here to her party, even though I really don't want to go. That means you're a people pleaser. Let me go over to the store. I really don't want to go buy this for my son or my daughter, but let me just go. You're pleasing them. That's what makes you a people pleaser. People pleasers cannot say no. Then they go home, and that's when they overthink. Oh, I knew I shouldn't have went. I knew something was going to happen. Or like to certain places in like the Poughkeepsie area, I don't go because I work in Poughkeepsie. So I say, my friends would be like, Janelle, you want to go? Nope, I can't go because that'll put me in a dangerous place. If something happens, then I get in trouble and I lose my job. So I'm not a people pleaser, but I know many people that are. For instance, people that don't want other people in their home, but they allow them in their home because they don't want to upset the other person. For instance, if I don't want my cousin Alana around, I'll just go to Ebony house knowing that Alana's going to be there, but I'm pleasing Ebony to be there. Perfect example is just those people who cannot say no. Fear and change. That is what leads to depression. When we fear of what we're going to do, I want a job. I want to change my career. We're sitting, I'm going to this fucking job again, or I'm going here again. We are fearing the change, and we can't do that. For perfect example, when I rolled out this self-care project, I was like, I'm going to do it. I need my supporters, but I'm going to do it. And whoever watches, watches. I just, went out there, spoke to my mom, of course, but I went out there and I started doing it every Sunday. And then I realized this thing is really big. This is really helping people. People are DMing me like, Janelle, thank you for touching on that. Can you help me not be a people pleaser? That one is one of my biggest conversations in my DM is helping them to strengthen them. And all of that is part of self-care. So when we fear to change, we have to, they say take a leap on faith. Go out there, go do something. If you're not happy with yourself and you're not happy, make the change. Don't fear of what's going to happen. Don't think negative of everything you do. Stop fearing what, if it's going to happen, you know what? It's going to happen. There's nothing we can stop it. But when we do the fear change and we do the people pleasers, we bring it on anxiety because we really want to know, we really want to go out and do these things, but because we're scared, that's where the anxiety come. You take a sip of wine, you drink, like, I'm not going to do this. I want to do it, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it. That is the fear of change. The next one is the third one, which is living in the past. I know so many people that blame what's going on in their life because of what happened to them when they were 2, when they were 5. Oh, my mother beat me, so I'm going to beat my kids. This happened to me, so I'm going to do this. We have to live in the present. It's hard, believe you me. A lot of things that I've been through as a child, and those that know me and on here and grew up with me, I've been through a lot as a child, but that doesn't define who I am today. So I don't live in my past. Do I speak my stories? Most definitely, because my stories help others. And my story is just not my story. Because believe you me, many other people have the same story and been through the same things. You know, when the crack era came out, my family was affected. The heroin is back out. My family is affected. But I can't say this happened to me when I was 5, so I'm going to be stuck. I actually was born in the South Bronx in the Morris Senior section where cops were scared to go into that community. I didn't stay in that community. I went, I got my education, and I moved on. So living in the past actually hurts you. Stop thinking of what happened to you, or when my mother was alive, or when this happened, when that happened. You gotta push forward. And when you have those thoughts of wanting to live in the past, what I want you to do is say, by me thinking about this, how am I going to get this? If that cannot help you going forward, you should not live in the past. Try, and those thoughts are going to come. Oh, this happened to me. I can't do this. And then it trickles down to the fear of change. Then it goes down to, oh, she went to my son's birthday when he was 3. I'm going to go to her son's birthday. He turning 3. Stop doing that. Because of these 5 things that we really need to quit. When we talk about self-care, and I'm big on self-care, and I'm not talking about I don't eat healthy. So then, I mean, it'll be good. I will have someone on here who could teach us to eat healthy. But right now, I don't eat healthy. But when I talk about self-care, I mean that internal stuff that's having everyone be going to a therapist. I am a therapist, as you all know. That's what I went to school for. But I changed it over to being a life coach. And the reason why I'm so interested in becoming a life coach is life coaching is all about empowering you to be a better you. So you go from here to there. And that actually is much better for me. I'm most definitely still in the field. I most definitely still work my 9 to 5, but I do help others to bring them to where they are. So part of the stuff that I do is most definitely living in the past. A lot of people come to me about what happened to them in the past. And I say, so that happened to you. What's happening to you today? Why you still don't have a job? Because your mother didn't have a job? Because you didn't know? Well, things have changed. We're into the electronic world. We didn't have Facebook, but we just got to move forward. So if you guys can just work on, stop living in the past, stop fearing that change, because change is always a good thing. You want to leave New York? Leave. Yeah, you have to save, but you can leave. And if you need to come back, come back. But at least you can say, well, I tried it. Um, Another one is putting yourself down. I'm ugly. I need to wear makeup. I got blemishes. We all have them. Are we beautiful? Y'all all know I'm overconfident. I feel I'm beautiful all the time. Even on my worst days, I'm beautiful. Most definitely, we got to stop putting ourselves down. Stop thinking that we can't do. Oh, I'm not good enough. I'm going to just stay in this relationship because I don't want to, I don't know what's out there, Janelle. So you're going to stay in an abusive relationship because you don't know what's out there. Oh, that's really healthy. But you putting yourself down, when you put yourself down, you start believing those things that you're saying to yourself. I'm not good enough. I can't get a new job. I'm not worthy enough. I'm scared to be alone. You have to say, I'm beautiful. I'm going to do this. I'm going to leave him. I'm going to be with her. I'm going to be better in my relationship. I'm going to bring her flowers home. I'm going to practice our 5 love languages. I'm going to stop crossing that boundary from making him or her upset. So, all of that, you have to uplift yourself. When you feel you're putting yourself down, read most definitely words of affirmation. They help me a lot. As you can tell, I write a lot of words of affirmation and I change the wording around all the time. And I put it to where it's self care. So, you may say, I saw some of these words, but I guess Janelle put something else there. Yeah, I change wording around because I want to uplift my people. And I don't want us to be putting ourselves down to please others. Why do that? Why put yourself down to please somebody else? You are better than that. And I'm here to let you guys know that if we're going to work on self care and you're going to be a part of this movement, I want to hear about the changes. Inbox me. When I get stuff that's not too personal, I'll always repost it because that can help somebody else. What we all have been through, everybody's going through it. It may not be at the same time, but then you guys could reflect and say, you know what? Janelle talked about that. I'm thinking about my past, but that's not helping me get to work. I'm thinking about my past, that's not helping me move on. Um, Stop putting yourself down. Just say, you know what, I'm better than this. I'm going to move on. Mama didn't raise no fool. You know, all those sayings that our parents had for us was because they were really empowering us. I ain't raising no uneducated person. You know, you got to go to school. You got to go to school. Those things were to empower us. Um, as a social worker, I'm seeing so many children. The youngest I have on my caseload right now is a third grader who doesn't go to school. What do you mean? You couldn't live in my house and not do that. Most definitely, you will be dragged to school. So just, uplifting, that's what self-care is all about. The overthinkers. Why must you overthink everything? Do you notice that you're getting maybe 5 hours to 4 hours of sleep and you keep going, your brain is not turning off? It keeps replaying what happened earlier in that day. That's an overthinker. You're overthinking things. Most definitely for overthinkers, I do have the brain that sometimes don't turn off because I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking about my family. I'm thinking about ways that I could change. And I'm also thinking about self-care. So I do utilize sleep meditation and a natural vitamin, melatonin. So those that happens to me, but we really got to stop overthinking because we overthinking too much. And when we overthink, what do you think happens? Depression. Now you got to go see a therapist because you have overthought every little thing. Oh, you have overthought everything, and now you're feeling depressed. You're in a depressive state. Then the anxiety comes on. Oh God, how this is gonna work out? You're biting your nails. Oh, I gotta go get my nails done. I done bit them off. That is that overthinking stuff. Um, a thing I want you guys to stay. I used to sleep with this book, the DSM-5, to study it so that I can help my clients. The Diagnostic and Statistical Manual. Do not buy this book. It's pretty expensive anyway. It's over $100. Don't buy this book because then you start reading up on stuff, you start Googling stuff, and then you start self-diagnosing. And then you're in a therapist's office talking about I'm this, I'm that. So I wanted to pull this book out and I just asked, do not buy it. It's only for people that are trained, and it took me to train. This is a huge book. The training took me over a year. Don't buy it. Back to our 5 things. I just wanted to add that because I think we're falling into these things that we could prevent. Self-care is all about prevention. So I'm trying to prevent you from falling into having anxiety, having depression. Most definitely, as always, if you are diagnosed with it and you didn't Google everything and perform it in the therapist's office and you do need therapy, of course, I'm going to say go get the help you need. But in the same token, I'm going to say work on those coping skills. That we can develop in our self-care project. Self-care is all about developing coping skills to move on. I'm big on coping skills. They really helpful. Vision boards are helpful. Sleep meditation is helpful. But I just want to go over the 5 things because we're working on it all this week starting. And on Monday, I'm going to be working on being a people pleaser. People pleasers, once again, are people who do not know how to say no. They have over 100 friends. Those are not your friends. They there for what you can do for them and what you can bring to the table. I need you to start cutting those friends off. Yes, that's why I saved that for last. Cut those friends off. If they curse you out because you cannot do something or be there for you, chop them off. We in our 40s anyway, some of us, and if there's children on here, teach them. Just because Johnny's going here, you ain't got to go, Jose. You could say no. Stop being a people pleaser. I need everyone to work on it. No more pleasing everyone in your circle. The next one, fearing change. You are not growing because you're fearing the change. If you want to grow in your business, at your job, you started off as the lower end person, you want to grow, take those New York State tests, take those New York City tests, take whatever test, but live in your purpose life. If that's not what you want to do, stop settling. That's the fear of change. Settling. Stop settling for all the things that makes no sense. If it does not make sense, move on. If you're not happy and you're sad going to work and you're dragging yourself to go, oh, I got to go to Hell's Kitchen. Oh, I got to go here. It's because you're fearing change. Do it little by little because we all have bills. Like I said, self-care is beautiful. I love doing it, but I still have bills to pay. But I love what I do in the same token. So I just expanded my purpose, my purposeful life. I just expanded it to the self-care project. I've always been doing it. I've been doing it for 15 years. But I want to move up. I want to solely have my whole life on this self-care project. So I'm every Sunday, you guys will hear me talking. I'll come on. I don't care if it's one person. I don't care if it's no people. I know later on you guys will watch it. So stop fearing change. Tell me all the good that's coming with you not fearing change. Go talk to your boss. Say, how can I get in your position? What do I need to do to better myself? Find out what you need to do. Bosses actually like that because you're throwing them off like she wants to do better. Stop staying in one place. If you're in that wonderful place and you're happy, stay there. Most definitely don't do the abrupt change because we have bills to pay. So think it out clearly. Think out the plan. If you guys need help, I'm here. Anyone want to start a business or anything, let's talk about it. And maybe I know someone that I could refer you to. So stop fearing change. Third one, living in that daggone past. That one aggravates me. I hate when we stuck at 5. That's when you see a lot of talk shows. What would the 5-year-old say? You could turn that around and say, you know what would the 42-year-old say? That would be me. What would I do? You have to better yourself. Stop living in the past. Most definitely, the past are lessons. Learn from them. Get something out of it. If you tell me that you was 14, you worked at McDonald's, and now you're 35 and you're a correction officer, that's great. We could have that conversation because we saw growth. But don't tell me you're still at the same place, same time, and how unhappy you are. I'm going to coach you through that. So the past is one that we really got to work on. Stop. The fourth one is putting yourself down. No more of that. I want us to move forward from putting ourselves down. Stop doing it. You are better than that. The doctor said, this one said, and you want to get on there and you want to do other stuff. Most definitely push yourself. Stop putting yourself down. No more I can't. You can say I'm not because you're not being a people pleaser. but you could do anything you put your mind to on this platform. Most definitely ask questions because you don't know what other people do. I did ask for everybody to post up their businesses and stuff on my page. The reason why I asked, because you could be selling a chain that somebody's been looking for, or you could be a consultant. Someone's looking for that. Don't be afraid to speak on the self-care page because I'm all about everyone growing. My overthinkers, the last one, going over that one more time. Stop overthinking every little thing. Life is not about overthinking. Life is about moving forward. We got to turn off our brains. Like I said, that's one of them that I have to quit doing because it's bringing up anxieties and stuff, me overthinking stuff. I'm most definitely no longer overthinking self-care. Sometimes I read. Today I'm freestyling on self-care, but I try to educate you guys. Continue. Thank you for joining our self-care. As always, self-care is important. Starting tomorrow, tonight through tomorrow, because I always post my good nights. I'm going to talk about people pleasers. Then Tuesday, we're going to talk about the fear of change. And I want you guys to put up what you're fearing. Everybody has something that they're fearing. Wednesday is living in the past. Thursday will be putting yourself down. And then Friday, we'll do the overthinkers. Thank you again, as always. I truly, truly, truly appreciate everyone. Work on self-care. Contact me with anything you guys need. I'm most definitely a life coach. You're probably seeing it cost a lot. Let's talk about it. If you are seeing a therapist, I wouldn't say totally stop, but let's move forward to empowerment and empowering each other. Have a very good night, and I'll see you guys this week. We'll be talking and chatting.